Today we're going to talk about installing a Pantograph Gridz on your long arm machine. The Pantograph Gridz come in three sizes. The small is 12 inches, the medium is 16 inches, and the large is 20 inches. All of the Pantograph Gridz come at 12 feet and need to be trimmed when you install it on your long arm machine. Just make sure you center the zero mark on the Pantograph Gridz before you cut it, because it needs to be cut on both edges, not just one. In a previous video we discussed how I determined what size design space that I had available on my machine. I have approximately 14.5 inches that I can use for a design of a pantograph. I don't need a Pantograph Gridz to fit the entire table. I just need it to be a little bit larger than the maximum design that I'm capable of sewing. In my case, I have a 14.5 inch design space, so I have a 16-inch Pantograph Gridz that I'm going to load on my machine. Earlier, I marked on the front of a test piece with the bullseye the center of my design space, and I have the needle dropped down in that location on the quilt. Here in the back of the machine you can see that I have a white center line on my table. This indicates the very center of the length of the table. On that zero line I have positioned the zero mark on the Pantograph Gridz. Now what I want to do is determine the center of it going in from the front to the back. On my 16-inch Pantograph Gridz, I've marked on here all of the inches to the 8 mark. That's the 8-inch center. So I'm going to go ahead and position my laser light directly on that line. The needle is still down in the fabric in the front, and I have the laser light pointing to the center of my Pantograph Gridz. Now I can go ahead and temporarily secure the Pantograph Gridz in place with some painter's tape or masking tape. Once you have that positioned, you want to just test to make sure that you have the Pantograph Gridz level on the machine. So I'm going to have to move the laser light again to do that test, because my Pantograph Gridz isn't going to be long enough to go all the way off with the grid. So I'll take the head of the machine and bring it all the way back to the take-up rail. I'm going to move the laser light directly on the 1-inch mark, and I'm just going to move the head of the machine left to right to test the level of my Pantograph Gridz. As you can see, I have it really secured in place there. So now I need to go ahead and recenter my laser light again. I'm going to do that by moving the needle of the machine back to my bullseye, drop the needle in, and I'm going to go ahead and reposition the laser light back to my center marking here. At this point, you can go ahead and permanently secure your Pantograph Gridz in place. You could use painter's tape. I happen to use Command Performance fridge clips. They're clear and they secure in place, and they have a pretty low profile, so they don't stick up very much. That way allows me to slip the Pantograph Gridz in and out and keep my position on there in case I need to load something else like design boards in the back, and I don't want to have to go through the process of repositioning this again. After you have your center mark in both directions, you can go ahead and trim off the two edges of the plastic to fit exactly on your table, but you only want to do that after you have the zero mark in center. The Pantograph Gridz also comes with a ruler and a dry erase marker. You only want to use the dry erase marker on there, and when you clean it off with water, just use a non-abrasive towel.